In the small town of Ravenswood, nestled deep in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, there stood an old mansion that cast a shadow over the entire community. The locals called it the Blackwood Manor, a place shrouded in mystery and whispers of the supernatural. The story began with the arrival of the Peterson family in Ravenswood. John Peterson, a historian with a fascination for the occult, had decided to make the decaying mansion his new home. His wife, Elizabeth, and their two children, Emily and Thomas, were less than thrilled about the move. However, the allure of living in a house with a dark history proved too enticing for John. As the Petersons settled into their new abode, strange occurrences became a part of their daily lives. Unexplained whispers echoed through the empty halls, and the temperature seemed to drop inexplicably even on the warmest days. Emily, an imaginative teenager, claimed to have seen ghostly figures moving in the corners of her room at night. One evening, as the family gathered for dinner, the atmosphere grew tense. A sudden gust of wind blew through the dining room, extinguishing the candles. In the darkness, a guttural voice whispered, "Get out." The Petersons exchanged nervous glances, their eyes wide with fear. John, determined to unravel the mystery, brushed off the incident as a mere coincidence. As days turned into weeks, the supernatural occurrences escalated. Elizabeth began waking up in the middle of the night, paralyzed with a sense of dread. She claimed to have seen the ghostly apparition of a woman in a flowing Victorian gown standing at the foot of their bed. John, however, remained steadfast in his belief that there was a rational explanation for everything. Thomas, the youngest of the Petersons, started talking to an imaginary friend named Caleb. At first, his parents dismissed it as typical childhood behavior, but as Thomas grew more withdrawn, they began to worry. One day, Elizabeth discovered her son whispering to the air in the dimly lit hallway. When she asked him who he was talking to, Thomas simply replied, "Caleb says we're not alone." Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, John delved into the history of Blackwood Manor. He discovered that the mansion had once belonged to the infamous Blackwood family, whose dark deeds were etched into the town's history. Legend had it that a vengeful spirit haunted the halls, seeking retribution for a terrible injustice committed against her. As John unearthed the secrets of Blackwood Manor, the supernatural occurrences reached a terrifying climax. Doors slammed shut on their own, and the family heard anguished cries in the dead of night. Elizabeth, unable to bear the increasing malevolence, pleaded with John to leave the mansion. But John, consumed by his obsession with uncovering the truth, refused to abandon his quest. One fateful night, as an otherworldly fog enveloped Blackwood Manor, the family gathered in the dimly lit living room. The air grew thick with an oppressive energy, and the temperature plummeted. Suddenly, a spectral figure materialized before them, the ghostly woman in the Victorian gown. Her eyes bore into the Petersons with an intensity that sent shivers down their spines. In a mournful voice, the spirit revealed her tragic tale of betrayal and loss. The Blackwood family, driven by greed, had committed unspeakable acts that led to her untimely demise. She implored the Petersons to leave the cursed mansion before it consumed their souls as well. In that chilling moment, John finally acknowledged the gravity of the situation. With a sense of urgency, the family fled Blackwood Manor, leaving behind the haunted echoes of their brief residency. As they drove away, the fog lifted and the mansion disappeared into the rearview mirror. Ravenswood, a town accustomed to secrets, bore witness to another family marked by the malevolence of the past. The Blackwood Manor stood silent once more, its secrets buried within its walls, waiting for the next unsuspecting souls to unlock the horrors that lay dormant within.